Hi, my name's Katie and I'm here this week to talk to you a little bit about birds and do some fun activities too. So I wonder if anybody on their way to school or home from school has seen a bird today. And I'm going to tell you a few fun facts about them. So all birds are birds because they have feathers. Their bones, this sounds a bit funny, are hollow, which helps them to fly. They're warm-blooded, which is the same as me and you as well, which means the blood inside our bodies helps to keep us nice and warm. So even though when we go outside, we still have to put a coat on, our blood keeps our bodies nice and warm, so all our bits inside work properly and we can move our fingers and toes. But things like snakes are reptiles and they're cold-blooded. So on a cold day, they have to go and huddle up somewhere nice and warm. Our birds as well, they are birds because they lay eggs as well, and they'll sit on top of them until they hatch. I've got some pictures of some birds here. I wonder if anybody's ever seen a blackbird before. He's super easy to spot. He's got an orange beak that I always think looks a little bit like a carrot, and his favourite food are worms and insects. So you might spot him hopping and stopping on the floor and picking up some worms in his beak. You might also see him tipping over some leaves with his beak as well to have a look at any insects or grubs that are underneath there too, to fill up his belly. Next, we've got the mallard, or you might just call this a duck, but his fancy pants name is a mallard, and I know that this mallard is a boy. And the reason I can tell is because this mallard's got a green head. So you might spot them with a green head out there, or you might spot them with some browny black dappled feathers, but there's always a little bit of blue on its wing as well. Now, if you go out into the park to go feed your ducks, it's always best if you try and feed them seed instead of bread, because if they eat too much bread, it makes their feathers on their wings go a little bit funny, and they get something called angel wings, which makes their feathers all go the wrong way, and then they find it really hard to fly. And lastly, I've got my favourite. He's super cute. It's the robin. And I bet you've all spotted a robin on a Christmas card or two as well. You see them all year round, but we do like to spot them at Christmas. I think it's because they've got this bright red breast that definitely stands out in the snow too. And they love to sing a tune all year round, calling to one another, telling each other where they are, telling each other to stay away if they don't like the look of the other bird. And these guys, they are the friend of the gardener too, because they love to eat a worm, and when the gardener's turning over the soil, they might pop down and sit really close, waiting for a nibble for their lunch. Right then guys, so what we're going to do now is we are going to build a bird's nest. Now lots of birds like to build their nests up in trees, but some of them do build them on the floor, and lots of them like to make them out of sticks. So I'm going to have a look around here on the floor to see if there are any good bits to make my bird its home. So I'm going to start by making the middle nice and soft with some bits of leaf I can find, and then see if it fits comfy. Yeah, that's it. And then I'm going to make my nest shape around my bird. So I'm going to make some sticks, trying to make a circle. It can be very hard with some sticks, but it can be done. And then make it a bit taller, nice and cozy. Then we have one bird nest. Right guys, so now we're going to make a bird feeder. And this one is super easy to do. All I've got is a pipe cleaner, but if you don't have a pipe cleaner, you could use a bit of wool or a bit of string as well. And I've got my breakfast cereal. These are wheat hoops. So you just have to have the ones where they've got a bit of a hole in the middle. And all we're gonna do is knobble up one end so they can't come off. And then we're gonna thread them on until my pipe cleaner is almost full. You could put as many as you want on here. It doesn't have to be full. It could be half full as well, but I want to give my birds a good old treat. Right, I'm putting my last couple on now. And then to finish it off, I'm going to take my two ends, and this is a bit tricky, cross them over one another and twist them together. You might need an adult's help because sometimes even I find it really hard. And then you can either make it into a nice heart shape, or you can make it into a circle, or try whichever shape you like. So now all you need to do is find somewhere to put it for your birds to have a bit of a munch on. I think that looks pretty good. Hopefully we've given you some ideas of some birdie things to do, and there's birds all around us, so if you keep an ear out and an eye out, you may even be lucky enough to have a pair of binoculars, and you can see and listen for what birds you can spot.